James Charles Dickinson, the 26-year-old makeup artist with over 85 million followers across social media, is, in my opinion, the Pennywise the Clown of influencers.
Where you going, sisters?
To many, he's a guy who jump scares you on TikTok,
Hello.
shows up in a YouTube thumbnail you scroll past, or pops up as an Instagram ad.
Bring me a little water now. Bring me a little water soon.
To others, he's a makeup whiz who gives people tips and tricks of the trade, and for some, he's a person who used their influence to prey on victims. I'm here to warn you that he's just not some dude born in Bethlehem, New York. He's a grown man who built a multi-million-dollar empire in his name and used it to satisfy his hunger. Say what you want to say about him though, his influence and success has continued, even with the allegations that have surfaced around the years. In 2010, a 11-year-old James started a YouTube channel called Jay's Coding, mostly videos of him covering well-known songs.
Hi everyone, this is James here. Robert's got a quick hand. He look around the room, he won't tell you his plan. He's got a rolled cigarette hanging out.
Oh, how different the world may have been if he stuck with his God-given talent. But it wasn't until 2015, after learning how to apply makeup on both himself and others, James launched a makeup tutorial channel, and it blew up fast.
Hi guys, my name is James. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a 16-year-old makeup artist from New York and I run the Instagram page J Charles Beauty. Lately, literally 150% of my comments have been, "You need to make a YouTube channel, you need to make a tutorial on this look." So here I am on YouTube in front of my camera with my lights, with a whole lot of makeup in front of me, making a tutorial.
Within a year, he became the first male ambassador for CoverGirl.
The 17-year-old social media star and makeup artist James Charles is officially the cosmetic giant's first male brand ambassador.
And just 4 years after uploading his first video, James Charles surpassed 10 million subscribers on YouTube.
You guys pulled together and we hit 10 million sister subscribers on this YouTube channel. Oh my god, you guys.
Brand deals were flying in left and right, and even with such a short amount of time on the internet, he gathered a strong number of admirers. In 2019, one of the most viral back and forth feuds hit the internet when another beauty influencer, Tati Westbrook, made a video titled "Bye Sister," calling out her once friend James.
Hey you guys, welcome to today's video. Obviously from the title you know that this is going to be intense, different, and this is absolutely not a video I ever thought in a million years that I would be making.
All right, to summarize this extremely quickly, Tati was someone who helped James come up. She was a mentor to him, she promoted him.
I've promoted him, I've supported him, I've put him in so many videos. Every time that I hold up a Morphe item, I always say use code James because I wanted him to make it and make enough money to feel like he had the resources to do what he really wanted to do with the creative videos that he always envisioned making.
But it all came crashing down when one day James promoted a vitamin brand. After his friend Tati had their own, she felt betrayed and called him out for it.
To not even get a phone call, to not even get a text a few days prior, but right after that sponsored post went up to have a text like, "Hey mom, love you, I'm stressed. Just so you know, XYZ, I just did this post, but it's no big." And that's pretty typical of James Charles' behavior.
She also claimed on a more serious note that James liked to pressure straight men into sexual acts, claiming there's no such thing as a straight man.
Everything's over-sexualized. And that's the huge underlayer to this all, that I finally have had enough. The last phone conversation that James Charles and I had, he said some things telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my god, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again, and somehow you're the victim. You know, it's really disgusting to manipulate someone's sexuality, especially when they are still, you know, emerging into adulthood and don't quite have everything figured out. You are using your fame, your power, your money to play with people's emotions. You're threatening to ruin them, you're threatening to embarrass them, and you're doing that to have them behave sexually in your favor, even if they're straight. And you know what? That's not okay. That behavior's not okay. Whether you're a woman, a man, gay, straight, bi, whatever sexual orientation you are, that is your personal call and it is not someone else's to take. I was shocked that James even then was saying to his dad that every man is a little bit gay and that there's no such thing as a straight man. And his dad's like, you're wrong, James, you're wrong. Dare you laugh about it and make meme after meme and retweet and this and that and I love straight boys and make it a joke. Cracking someone's sexuality is not an escape room. This is shit that will follow them for the rest of their lives. And you need someone to tell you to stop it.
This was followed up by an apology video by James titled Tati, stating he was sorry for Tati feeling betrayed and apologized about how he's gone on about his relationships with men.
Hi all, James here. I'm currently traveling abroad and just woke up, but I wanted to sit down and make a video addressing everything that's going on right now. I'm so disappointed in myself that I ruined a relationship that did mean so much to me, even if I didn't do the best job of showing it all the time. The boy situation. Boys have been a topic that I've talked a lot about on my social media journey, and it's a topic that I wish I hadn't. I've been involved in a lot of very unique and strange situations that have left people confused or upset, and I've learned the hard way about ways that I can interact with boys that I'm interested in, and also ones that I should or shouldn't be talking to.
He lost around 3 million subscribers in less than a week during all of this. But then James made a 40-minute video titled No More Lies and went off on Tati.
1 week ago, I uploaded a video to my YouTube channel titled Tati. This video was a direct response to the video that Tati Westbrook uploaded to her channel titled By Sister. Before I say anything at all in this video, I want to make it very, very clear that everything I said in that video in regards to my sentiments towards Tati and my apology, I stand behind 100% and still reign true.
Rebuttaling some of her accusations, clap back on stereotypes put on gay men when it comes to dating.
First of all, I'm a 19-year-old virgin. I talk about boys quite a lot on my social media networks. Clearly at this point, it is not acceptable anymore. We're talking about that in a little bit, I promise you. But just thought I would bring it up, put it out into the universe. I don't really get a lot of action. We have probably guessed this at this point. So that being said, I have never and would never and will never use my fame, money, or power to manipulate or get any sexual actions from a guy. Everything that happened in the hotel room was 100% consensual, and this is confirmed.
I said yes.
By the only 2 parties that were actually there being myself and Sam. After this night, Sam and I continued to talk for the next several weeks. At first, it was really, really great, but I noticed that his feelings towards me and sexuality were kind of wavering quite a lot, and I came to the conclusion that he needed to figure himself out and that I needed to move on because I kept getting hurt. Last important note to keep in mind about the timeline of the whole situation. On May 2nd, Sam texted me from his friend's phone saying that he was fully gay and needed to talk to me about something important. I called him, and instead of talking about that, he asked me if I was talking to another guy at the same time that I was talking to him. I was a little bit confused as to why I was being asked this, but I did answer him honestly, and then I asked him what made him come to a conclusion with everything. To which he said, I'm actually not fully gay. After dealing with this a million times, I was frustrated, and I hung up.
And made Tati, Jeffree Star, and Shane Dawson, who was also involved in this, look bad themselves. After that, Tati uploaded a follow-up video, walking back some parts of her original claims, admitting emotions and outside influence from people like Shane Dawson played a role in her first video attacking James.
I am going to be reading from what is approved by my legal team. I'm smart. I can usually spot deceit and manipulation a mile away, but my guard was down from being heartbroken, and I allowed myself to be worked by Shane, Jeffree, and others. After my video went up, I was never served a lawsuit or any cease and desist letters. I only privated my video at the request of YouTube because YouTube said it was a bad look for their platform.
This followed with the infamous crash out of Shane Dawson, which preceded the eventual cancellation of Shane off the face of YouTube.
So how is it that so many editorial outlets knew that something was coming before I had...
Because you message drama channels! Oh my god.
The night before I did film, Jeffree sent me what he claimed was an audio file from an alleged victim and told me to listen to the pain in their voice. The audio was clearly a small portion of
Oh my god.
Well, then why would you make a video on the matter claiming these allegations?
Because she is a... I can't. I don't want to say mean things about people.
As a victim of abuse myself...
Oh my god. You are so manipulative.
I think I'm facing the look.
You're fake crying. You are fake crying. You are fake crying. That is not real. Oh my god.
That he was out of the country on a high floor of a hotel and I was afraid for him.
Now I know what you're thinking. Nick Kroll, this was so 5 years ago. Let's move on. Okay, well, I'm sorry that people don't know who James Charles is. And boy, do we wish we were them. Okay, so that was a lot, but it was a huge chapter in James's rise on YouTube. He lost a ton of subscribers, but gained them back over time after the feud died over. But then, just as the dust began to settle, people online started seeing pretty horrendous allegations pop up coming from children.
Down with the clown, down with the clown.
In 2021, two boys under the age of 18 posted videos and messages on social media alleging that James was sexting them, romantically messaging them, and giving them opportunities to fly them out to see him, sometimes through Instagram, but mainly through Snapchat.
James Charles snapped me on Snapchat. He added me back because I had snapped him a while ago, just like a fan to influencer conversation. I was excited because he's my biggest influencer-wise, and I've always looked up to him, so I was excited to get his message back. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna post proof of it right now. This is the notification that I got when he Snapchatted me first. And just for further proof, he deleted the chat. I don't know what he deleted, but that's me opening his Snapchat. I went into the bathroom, and I guess he saw the bathroom light, so he started making the conversation very sexual, and it made me really uncomfortable. And I'll post some of the stuff that he sent me now. You can't see it because it's blurry, because I took it on my iPad, because I don't want him to see that I screenshotted it, but I'll post it right now. He proceeded to send me explicit pictures of his body. So after sending me that first picture of his body, explicitly, he sent me multiple after that, and I'll post them now. I was getting really uncomfortable, so I told him my age. I told him I'm 16. And then he proceeds to say, oh, but I didn't even get to see the yet, meaning my body. And after telling him, like, no, like, I'm not gonna send it to you, he kept on asking for pictures and videos of body hair and me flexing and stuff. He proceeded to ask to FaceTime me, which I then said no to, and then I asked why. And this is what he said. I've heard multiple stories about him doing this to people, but you never believe it until it happens to you.
It is important to understand that James is 21 at the time. In my humble opinion, people who use Snapchat are one of a few groups. Either you are children, or mentally stuck in high school as an adult, or freaks and cheaters. It is what it is. Don't get mad at me. It's just what it is. Why are we using Snapchat? I mean, so it's not surprising that James uses an app where pictures disappear as a means of messaging, especially messaging people you shouldn't be messaging. Clown behavior, if you ask me. Evil clown behavior, if you ask me again. These allegations created a huge uproar of disgust, leading YouTube to momentarily demonetize James's channel and forcing James to make another apology video. Maybe one of the worst apology videos I've ever seen for such a serious topic.
In case anybody isn't aware of what's going on, within the past couple of weeks, two different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media. One of them being from last year and one of them being from more recent. In both of these cases, I added these people on Snapchat, asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16. Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed and blocked both people. Later on, when I saw them making videos about it and those videos going viral, my immediate reaction, completely honestly, was to be really, really upset. Doing research into these people's public social media profiles would have revealed their true ages, and therefore these conversations would have never happened in the first place, but I didn't do the research, and that is what is so embarrassing. And it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate. My hope has always been to be in a relationship with somebody around my age or older that I can relate to and that can make me laugh. And unfortunately, I've not been able to find that person yet. In 2019, my dating life became even more public than it already was. And in that video, I made a vow and a promise to myself and to you guys as the audience. Will never use my fame, money, or power to manipulate or get any sexual actions from a guy. And that promise was not one that I kept.
Here's some advice. If you're a celebrity, maybe don't message fans in private. Maybe don't message people on Snapchat. Maybe don't assume people are 18. You're a grown man. You should know that this is wrong. Unless you feed off the souls of children. Every 27 years, James Charles downloads Snapchat and goes after your kids. Do you see the clown now? It's not like James said he's into younger looking people. If he said that, that would be fucking insane.
I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like, I would date, like, the absolute youngest, like, 18, 19 that looks a little bit older, or, like, 24 that, like, has a young personality. Like, I had that whole thing with straight guys for a long time. I'm over that, but a lot of the guys that I'm attracted to happen to be, like, bi or whatever. But a lot of the times, like, they're TikTok boys that, like, can't just pick up their life and move to LA, or, like, aren't ready for an actual relationship.
This is your boy. This is the guy you're defending. This is the guy you like to watch? Multiple other accounts pre and post James's horrible apology on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram started showing, at the bare minimum, evidence that James has reached out to them, with most of the accounts claiming that they were children or at least freshly 18 years old. Back in 2020, a 15-year-old TikToker named Ethan Rhett posted his story about James Charles making alleged advances on him when he was 14.
He asked me what my age was, and I told him I was 14 years old, and he told me I was very young. And I said, yeah, and he said, add me on Snapchat because I feel more comfortable talking on there. And so I said, okay, like, let's do it. Like, but he was asking me to send him nudes, and he kept wanting me to go to LA, and he kept sending me nudes.
Where's the facts? Where's the receipt saying that you were 14? I don't have the receipts. I told him on FaceTime. I told him on Snapchat. I have like a 3-second video of us being on FaceTime. Okay? I am 14 years old. I have 330,000 followers on TikTok. I'm not trying to be arrogant. My age is on the internet. Okay? It says 15. It's a 1-year difference. I'm still a minor. I'm still underage. My age is on the internet. Okay? I have the receipt of him wanting to fly me out though. I have the receipts of all of that. Okay, he was trying to flip it on me, saying that I said I was 18 years old. I didn't say I was 18 years old. Okay, he talked about me on Logan Paul's podcast and texted him asking if there was shade being thrown at me. You know what? He said no. He was talking about some Romanian boy. Okay, first of all, it's crazy how that Romanian boy said everything I was saying to him, making all those excuses. I was uncomfortable. I didn't want to come see you alone. I had my homeboy. I asked my homeboy if he would come with me because I didn't want to be with you alone. Because you sent me nudes. And every time you sent me nudes, I left you unopened. And you know what? You would get mad or you would snap me back. You would continue snapping me. Okay? I was scared. I didn't know what to do. Alright? I had mixed emotions. I didn't know what to do. I started feeling uncomfortable and I thought I would have to come out to the public talking about this whole situation because there might be kids out there my age that this has happened to and they want to get it out, but they're too afraid. What makes you think that he wasn't talking to a 14-year-old boy, huh? Oh, there's no receipt saying I'm 14 years old. My age is on the internet. I am a public figure. I have 330,000 followers on TikTok. I have a fan base. There's no one older than 18 in my Instagram comments. I don't have facial hair. I don't have any facial hair. You see that? No, I don't look 18 years old. Like, come on, when are we all gonna come together and cancel this dude? He deserves to be imprisoned. Come on now, my age is on the internet like I said. Yeah, there's no proof of me saying 14. But James Charles said I was 18. Where's the proof for that? I never said it. The world may honestly never know, but I promise you, I am 14 years old. I told him my age.
If a child says that they are 18 and the adult does sexual stuff with the child, that is not on the child. Do we know that? I don't know if people understand that. He said he was 18. A 14-year-old doesn't look 18. And if you're so concerned, why don't you fucking check? Why don't you only talk to people in person? Don't be on the internet. It's so this guy is weird. This guy is weird. Just this year, Ethan resurfaced again on the internet and showed his side of the story, calling out James and his fans who made him feel like he was lying and not the true victim in the whole situation.
James Charles commented and liked one of my videos. At that age and at that moment, you know, it was crazy. It was pretty freaking cool. Tried to talk about the situation once again, but it all came crashing down. I was getting threats, not just towards me, but to my family as well. People were messaging my family. People were calling me closeted. People who were just doing some pretty mean things.
As James started becoming super aggressive with me, he would ask me to send him photos of my happy trail, which I didn't even have at the time. And because I was 14, I didn't have a happy trail, and I had armpit hair, but he didn't ask for that.
And I've been on famous birthdays prior to him even reaching out. So at that time, yes, it did say I was 14 years old. I'm about to show you next is a video of me opening his snap on Snapchat of him saying 4 years.
And what he's implying on that 4 years is 4 more years until I'm 18 years old. My brother wanted to record it because he thought it was super weird of him to say. I have a lot more photos and videos I want to share with y'all.
It's also not just messaging with minors that has normal non-clown creepy people upset with James. There's also accounts of James reaching out and attempting to have relationships with straight men. One of those allegations Tati brought up years ago. When a creator named Caleb went through a horrifically violent and public relationship.
9 months we were together. She said the whole 9 months I was abusing her. Right? Why would we go out all the time and do all these crazy adventurous stuff if the whole time it was just terrible? If I was such this terrible guy, why would she be with me? She could have left me at any second.
Which ended with her suing her ex-boyfriend and resulting 18 months in jail for him. For some odd reason, James would hit on and fly out this violent ex-boyfriend to his home before the man went to jail.
So to start off, I would not consider me and James to be best friends at all. I don't even think I'd consider us close friends. We've collabed a few times. I went over to his house, what was that, like 9 months ago to help him promote his company. Y'all, I'm literally with James Charles right now, and we're about to fix this monstrosity.
Did you say monstrosity?
Monstrosity. I don't think that excuses anything that happens in my opinion, but that's the best way to describe it. We definitely were not best friends. Immediately when I made me and Evan's relationship public on TikTok. So I had posted a video with Evan next to me, and me and James have never DM'd on TikTok. The only previous messages we had on TikTok was us collab posting from when we would film together when I started my glow ups. He said, "Girl, who is this?" And I was like, "Oh, this new guy that I met. I think I'm in love. Ha 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 ha." Then a month and a half later, he slides up on another video of me and Evan together. We have not DM'd on TikTok since this. James slides up and says, "Girl, he's so hot." And I'm just like, haha, yeah, whatever, cool. So at that point, that's like the only time that we would text was about him saying how hot Evan was. So fast forward to October, and me, Evan, Emma, and Brennan all get invited to a birthday party. We get there, and lo and behold, James is there. And Evan and James have not met at this point, obviously. The only thing that's been said is how hot James thinks Evan is. Evan did tell me after that James was just saying how Evan was the hottest guy at the bar and he was the hottest guy there. 2 months after that, I get another DM from James. On December 17th, I had posted a video of us at Hawaii together, and James, once again, our only DMs is him once again being like, "Oh my God, he's so beautiful." Me, Brennan, Emma, and my boyfriend are in Hawaii, and this was the trip that we ended up breaking up and all of that shit happened. It's about the third night that we're there, and I don't know if I'm allowed to include this. I'm going to anyways, but we're all sitting. Evan starts saying that James is DMing him on Instagram. And immediately I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you DMing James? Like, immediately I'm just like, no, like, you're not gonna do that. That's weird in my opinion. So we look over at the phone, and Evan sends James a picture on Instagram. So like, you know how you snap on Snapchat, like doing that on Instagram, like sending pictures back and forth. And Evan is like, "You should go to Hawaii with us." And James sends back this saying like, "Why should I come to Hawaii?" I'm pretty sure they continued to text throughout the night. So fast forward, literally 2 weeks past this, me and Evan have broken up, and literally the day after we break up, James texts me, and he basically is asking me and Evan to be a part of this painted commercial video. And it was supposed to be like me and Evan, and it was like a couple thing, and it was for Valentine's Day. So I respond, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but we just broke up, ha ha ha." So I text James that we have broken up, and basically the first thing he says in response is, "Can I have him now?" I explained that we broke up. I was gonna do a 30-part series. And mind you, he is the only person that I told, because this is a day after we officially broke up, he is the only person I told about a quote 30-part series that I was gonna film about what I went through. He goes, "What?" I go, "Girl, he's being crazy." And then there we go. "What happened? Can I have him now?" Then tell him, "Imagine the worst things a human can do. It would take hours to text, but you'll see the series soon." Then says, "I'm sorry." And I go, "Oh, just wait. I gave this man a platform based off his lies and I'm gonna wait to heal from it and then clock it," which I did do. And then he goes, "Shit, I'm sorry, Kayla." And I said, "You're good. Thank you." I don't expect him to sit there and ask, you know, "Oh, well, what happened?" I don't expect him to do that. I get feeling uncomfortable in that situation. I made it crystal fucking clear that what he put me through was not okay. It was not normal, and it was an abusive relationship. Me and Evan have our final call, and this is when Evan says to me, "If you tell people what I did to you, that means you never loved me." That's when he said all of that on the phone. It was our last ever conversation. He brings up
me making a 30-part series. And I immediately am like, how the f do you know that? And he quote said a 30-part series. The only person that I texted about making a 30-part series was James. But Evan told me that James had sent him screenshots of our messages warning Evan that I was gonna make a 30-part series. Allegedly, apparently, from what I was told, is that right after sending those text messages telling James that we broke up, James went and DM'd him on Instagram, sent him those text messages to warn him, and then they started to create a friendship. Evan had posted a Snapchat in the exact area that James lives, in a backyard that looked identical to James's backyard. And immediately I was like, there's no f***ing way. I text him on March 1st saying, this is so random, hope you're doing good. Are you with Evan? He says, what? Your ex Evan? Doesn't say yes, doesn't say no. I said yes, posted a picture, looked like your backyard. He goes, why would Evan be in my backyard? Later to find out that he was in his backyard and that James had flown him out to California and they spent the entire weekend together. And in James's video, he was saying that, oh, well, he seemed depressed and sad and like he needed a friend. I have a lot to say about that, but first thing, if you're just being there for a friend and that you think he's a good person, why do you feel the need to have to lie to me about it? You obviously knew you were doing something wrong if you had to lie to me about it. My text messages of me saying that it was that he did the worst things a human could possibly do, those were taken lightheartedly. And then you went and DM'd him and formed a friendship with my ex-boyfriend, believed everything he was saying about being depressed and suicidal, and you wanted to sit there and be there for him, and you believed everything that came out of his mouth. And then also, it does leave a bad taste in my mouth that, listen, I get it. If your name's being slandered and you want to clock that shit, fucking clock it. I get it. But to do it an hour after I win the court case is crazy, in my opinion. An hour, 1 hour after I announced that I win the court case, here's a 10-minute video, and all my comments are now flooded with, did you see James's new video? You couldn't even wait till the fucking 8th?
And the clown would give another terrible apology to Kayla.
Do not support Evan Johnson in any way, shape, or form, and let me make that f***ing clear. I don't support him, I don't support violence against women, and I sure as hell do not support the disgusting, deplorable, violent, heinous acts that he committed against Kayla Malik behind closed doors. At the same time, the videos that I'm currently seeing all over my For You page are disturbing to me. This is not TikTok tea and drama for everyone else's entertainment. This is real people dealing with some really serious shit.
But Evan told me that James had sent him screenshots of our messages warning Evan that I was gonna make a 30-part series.
I hate that I'm getting online and filming this video right now, but I truthfully have no other choice because I've also spent the last several weeks trying to get in contact with the only person involved in this that actually matters and needs to hear the truth, and that's Kayla Malik. And she has been unwilling to have a conversation with me.
The response video was posted an hour after I announced that I won my court case. 1 hour. So
I tried to lighten the mood a little bit and make a lighthearted joke asking could I have him now, and then asked what actually happened between them. I really hate to admit it, but I did have a brief friendship with Evan Johnson that started and ended well before I ever learned about any of the violence that was going on behind the scenes.
Imagine the worst things a human can do. It would take hours to text, but you'll see the series soon.
As soon as Kayla noticed that he was at my house and I had to lie to her, I didn't know what to do. I realized then that I was in the middle of a very messy situation that I should have never gotten involved with in the first place, but this man was staying with me and I didn't know how to get out of it.
These, what felt like yearly allegations alone, should have been the end of James's empire online, but he still has his followers. And for some odd reason, talking about James on TikTok specifically can get people's videos deleted or muted. Remember that his continued growth gives him more and more power and influence when it comes to people he communicates with. We've seen in the past that his popularity gives people trust in him. And that's the most dangerous thing you could do, in my opinion. Moral of the story: there's an evil clown who preys on children and feeds off their souls and then hides when needed to only reappear when hungry. And then there's also a clown named Pennywise. Thank you guys for watching, and tell me, did James Charles block you first or did you block him first? Very interested to hear. There is a lot of stuff that is obviously alleged, but here is the simple thing about all of this. It is very odd to have this many people come out against somebody regarding stuff like this, and it not really phasing his earnings or popularity. You make your opinion, I have my opinion, and then if we don't agree, let's go separate ways. Okay, thank you guys again. Like, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next one.